Good morning, Shavua Tov, Good Tavach. Thank you for joining in the Kila Chari Torah Halacha review for Sunday, the 21st of March. We are going to touch just briefly on the laws of Chol HaMoed, the intermediate days of the festival coming up. Pesach right around the corner, a week from now. The first day, or the first 2 days outside of Israel, and the last day, or the last 2 days outside of Israel, like for example Canada, are Yom Tov. First 2 and last 2 days of Pesach are Yom Tov, they're Chagim, full-fledged holidays, so we observe the laws of Shabbat, with the one exception of the idea of Ochel Nefesh. We are allowed to prepare food for enjoyment on Yom Tov itself, on that very day. So we can cook, we can bake, we can increase a flame. We shouldn't turn out a flame, but we can increase a flame to help food cook and a number of other things. So we'll, when time permits, we'll go through we'll review the laws of Yom Tov in detail. For now, these last few days leading up to Pesach, let's speak about the laws of Chol HaMoed. Chol HaMoed is a combination, right? Chol is the weekday and Moed is the festival. So they are the weekdays that are the middle part of the festival. We have Chol HaMoed of both Pesach and Sukkot, of Sukkot in the fall. Shavuos, which is only a 2-day Yom Tov in outside of Israel, only 1 day in Israel itself, does not have Chol HaMoed, doesn't have intermediate days, because the Torah doesn't call upon us to celebrate a first day and a last day. So we're talking about Pesach and Sukkot basically. And Kitzur Shulchan Aruch writes that on Chol HaMoed, the intermediate days of the festival, we are forbidden to do certain malachas, and others are actually permitted. So, of course, anything that's necessary for preparation of food for Chol HaMoed or Yom Tov. In addition, we can go shopping on Chol HaMoed, which is not permitted on Yom Tov. Any malacha, any productive labor that is done to prevent a loss. For example, if you don't do it, you'll incur a loss in your business or in your farm or your home, whatever it is. You're allowed to do it. But you should be careful not to do any malacha that's forbidden on Chol HaMoed, because that is a desecration of the holiday itself. So how do we honor the intermediate days, Chol HaMoed? Better food, wearing our holiday clothes. Every person should do this according to their means, wear dignified clothing, eat better food. There are opinions that say if you drink a revi'it of wine, about 3 ounces or so of wine, a nice glass of wine each day, even though there's no kiddush, that is in honor of Yom Tov. So again, work which is done, work which if not done will work which if not done would result in a loss, may be done by oneself, even by another Jew, by paying him or her. But if no loss would result and the work is needed for the festival, it should not be done by another Jew. You can, however, ask a non-Jew to see to that for you. If you can't find someone to do it for you, unable to do it yourself, you can have it done for pay, even, whether the person is Jewish or not. The law that permits malacha, that permits work, productive labor, in order to prevent a loss, applies only if it was impossible for you to do it before Yom Tov. If it was possible to do it beforehand, you just didn't get around to it, didn't put it top of your list, so then you should refrain from it on the intermediate days on Chol HaMoed and put it off until afterwards. Any work that's forbidden on Chol HaMoed, if a Jew doesn't have enough food for the intermediate days for Chol HaMoed and for the last days of Yom Tov, you're allowed to give that person work so that he'll be able to earn his or her bread, but it should be done in private. Okay, we will speak a little bit more about some particulars tomorrow. Please join us then.